back again. This will be a continuation from the last couple videos about working with React Native and using the tab bar navigator with React Native navigation. There's a lot of words there. Anyway, so in our last visit, we set up a tab bar app with 2 tabs, and we set up the 2 screens and modified them a little bit. And then we also included some icons. So here I have a home icon, and over here I have this planet icon. And in the next step, what I'd like to do is I'd like to take those 2 icons and put them on the tab bar at the bottom here. Okay, so I'm in the section of lesson 10 that says tab bar icons. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to follow this through. I took my everything that I'm doing here, I cribbed it from the customizing the appearance section of the React navigation tab bar example, right? So you can follow this up with, if you want to get a more in-depth look at this, but I basically cribbed the information here and then, made it work with my app, okay? So the way that this is going to work is, let me kind of arrange my windows here so we can see the sample here. You can see here I'm showing the tab navigator, and then there's a screen options property, right? And then they have a lot of code is going to go in there. And if we look at app.js, you'll see that here I have the tab navigator, right? So it's this tag right here inside app.js. And what we want to do is maybe I'll make a little space here, and then we want to add screen options here, okay? And this is going to handle customizing the tab bar, right? Or when you navigate and sorry, I fumbled there. It's going to customize the tab bar and the appearance of the tab bar as you're working with it, okay? So let's take a look. So the first thing we need to do is we need to import our icons at the top here. So maybe I'll just use the same import that we did earlier, and I'll add it to the app component, right? And then, oh, you know what? I guess I saved it, and I'm not allowed to have this thing be empty yet. Maybe if I put an empty function there for the moment here, that will make the simulator happy. Yeah, there we go, right? Okay, so I'm gonna just import the vector icons at the top here, and then we're gonna add all of this code here. And if we look at the code carefully, what you'll see that it says screen options, and then I have the curly brace here that goes all the way down to the bottom there. And then inside there, we have, oh, actually, wait, I guess all the way down to here. And then we have a function, right? So we're going to pass a function in here that goes all the way from here down to here, right? So I'm going to copy all this rather than just type it all from scratch, but I'm going to copy it here, and I want to put it in here, okay? And then let's take a look at it, right? Like, what is going on? And you can see actually now I also have 2 icons, right? They're not the icons that I want though, right? So they're the wrong icons. That's the wrong icon, right? So we're going to fix that, okay? So what's happening here, right? Well, we have a function, and this function, we're going to pass it on to screen options, and the navigator is going to call that function when it's rendering the tab bar icons. And when it calls the function, it's going to pass an object in here with some options, right? And it's going to tell us a little bit about the information that it wants. So one of the properties of this object that it's passing in is the route. And the route is the name of the screen. So when the tab bar wants to render the home screen, it's going to pass home as the route. Okay, and we can check that down here because we have 2 screens, and the first one is named home and the second one is named settings. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to check what the route is, and then what we're going to do is we're going to configure some options for our icon. At the bottom here you can see I'm returning an icon, and since I'm going to return an icon, in both cases, whether we do settings or whether we do home, I can just return the same component here, but I want to change the name, size, and color depending on which route we're at, right? So, and you could arrange this code in different ways. You could put a ternary operator in here or something, but this is I'm doing it this way because this seemed to be the easiest way, and it's also a little more expandable, right? So if I want to add more options, the ternary would not work for us, right? Right now I only have 2, right? So the ternary might work, right? Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, first of all, I'm going to set in tab bar here, I'm going to return. So the parentheses here is surrounding a giant return statement, right? And I'm going to return an object, right? And my object begins and ends here. And the object is going to say tab bar icon colon, and then this is going to have a function on it, right? So this is a function that generates the tab bar icon. And this function receives an object that has focused, color, and size. Okay, so this is going to tell us, focused is going to tell us like, hey, is the icon selected? Like the home icon is currently selected right now. Color is going to give us what the navigator or the tab bar navigator thinks the color should be. You can override that. And then the size is going to give us what it thinks the size should be. So it's going to suggest a color and a size for us, right? Okay. So that's why I'm getting this color and this size without having to set anything, right? And then I'm going to define a variable for the icon name, and then I'll use if, and I'll check the route name against the name here, right? So if I say route.name, I'm getting the route here, and I'm matching it to one of the names of the routes that I have down at the bottom here. So if the route is home and the icon is focused, like focused is true, then we're going to use the iOS information circle, right? And if focused is not true, we're going to use iOS information circle outline. So you can see this is the filled information circle, and when I go to the other one, it might be a little hard to read, but that's the outline information circle, filled outline, right? So let's change this. I think what I want to use is the iOS home here, right? So I'll use the home icon. Let's go there. Oh, so now I get the home icon and that's filled. And I think there is a home outline. So I'm going to change this to home outline like this, right? And there we go. So there's the home outline and there's the home regular, right? Okay, what if we also want to set the color? Right now, it's probably best for us to leave it with the default color, but if we wanted to set the color, we could declare color as a variable here and then set it. We'll get into this later, but there's an option where you can set the color for all the icons on the nav bar. It's kind of like a global color instead of doing each of the icons individually. If you want to set them individually, you would do it here. Okay, so in this tab bar icons option, but we'll do the global color later because it's kind of better. Usually we want everything on the nav bar to be kind of uniform. Okay, so anyway, so we've got that set up. Let's take a look at our icon here, and let's modify this one, right? So maybe icon name, if we're focused instead of iOS, I'm going to do iOS planet, and then let's see what that looks like, right? So, oh, there's our planet, and then there's probably a planet outline too. So I'm going to say planet outline here. Okay, I just did this one all on one line, but we could have done this one on one line too. There, right? So now it's a little shorter, right? Let's check it out. So now we've got the outline right there. Okay. So anyway, so that hopefully describes like how to create or add custom icons to the tab bar. Okay, so my challenge for you now is for you to customize the icons here. So you can set the icon to anything you like. Go explore the list of icons in the React Native icon list. Try importing one of the other icon sets, right? So I'm using the ion icons, but if you saw some icons on another set, you could import those. And you can see like if I put a comma here and I say like ant, actually it's not code hinting. Maybe it's not ant design. Maybe it's, let's see. I think you should be able to like code hint for the icon names. Let's see. I think there's one called evil icons. Yeah, I guess it's not code hinting me there, but anyway, you should be able to check the list on the React Native icons or vector icons site. I forget, I think I still have that open somewhere. Anyway, there's a link to it in here. Actually, I'll just go look it up. React Native vector icons. There we go, right? So you can see the list of icons down here. So if you look at their README and you go down to the bundled icon set, this will show you the list of icons that are available, right? So you can do ant design and typo, evil icons, feather, font awesome, you know, all of these. So you can check these out too and see what they have. Let's go check out what the evil icons look like, right? You know, so those don't look too bad, right? You know, anyway, so my challenge for you this time is to customize the icons here. So I use the home and the planet, but you can pick your own, okay? So thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.